This is day 36 of Arukh HaShulchan and today's sifim are Siman Chaf Sif Dalin to Siman Chaf Beis Sif Beis. So, without any further ado, actually, turn the page. Sif Dalin. Zeshay Mochim Talis Mitzvahs the Kudidat, which you can't sell a talis which is kosher with tzitzis to a goy. Atam Shem Yisrael and Yisrael b'derech v'yargenu. Is because maybe he's going to use that tzitzis to pretend that he's Jewish. You know, that's unfortunately in the past there have been terrorists who dressed up as Jews in order to commit terrorist acts in Israel. And v'yargenu, he's going to use that costume in order to accompany him and kill him. Or she taken the zona best known of Yom Yisrael the son of Allah. Or he's going to give it to a prostitute as her payment, and they're going to say that a Jew gave this tzitzis as payment to the prostitute. I feel the tagaros to them corn. You can't even sell tzitzis which are kosher to a merchant. The low kiyesh mishmek was not like the Magen Avraham seems to have been lenient in this respect. The dan you should know actually not the person proud of Magen Avraham brought down. The da you should know them meet him a parak and meet him. The tcheles ain't shochin adekuti rak b'shnei chosamas v'kabasa v'cholav. There are you only can send tcheles from through a goy as a shaliach from one Jew to another Jew with two seals like meat and milk. Some people say it only applies to tcheles, which is very expensive. But tzitzis is enough to have one seal. Some say as this is a Torah prohibition require two seals. The Bura writes that he says that he needs two chosamos regardless of whether it's chelas or lavan, two seals. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. That's only if we have to suspect that he's going to get some benefit out of switching. But if not, we don't be concerned with switching. We don't suspect that he's going to cause a stumbling block unless there's some profit in it for him. The same halacha applies to a Jew who's suspect. And so to somebody who stockpiles tzitzis by a non-Jew. Again, it's only a issue if there's some way they can make illicit gains by this. There it talks about the halachas of sending stuff through non-Jews. Some people say that when it is when they're twisted, when they're spun and twisted and separated, that it's permissible. Why? The muche milsa the tzitzim, because the tzitzis, and therefore it's absurd to assume that there was any substitution here. Mishnah Berurah says even if they are twisted and cut, it's still awesome. Back to Arukh HaShulchan, just like you cannot sell a talis with this to a goy kamochen ein lashkin talis it's lo kshimutziat, so you can't give it to him as a collateral when it has with tzitzis. V'chein ein laf kido etzel, or in order to give it to him for safekeeping. In this case, the Be'er Halacha actually is matir. He says for us it's okay, but he says, but interesting, not to a non-Jew, but not to a non-Jewess. Evidently, the suspicion of her misusing this to entrap a Jew is too great a problem. Again, back to the Arukh HaShulchan, only if you give it for safekeeping temporarily, that's okay. Because we're not afraid of these long-term possible issues which we raised previously. What are you doing with tzitzis which became possible? Isa Megillah says in Masechtas Megillah, Tashmisha mitzvah needs rocking. Things which serve for a mitzvah may be tossed. Tashmisha kedushin doesn't. Things which serve for holiness must be put into shemus. What are the things which can be used for mitzvah? Sukkah, a lulav, a shofar, tzitzis. What's tashmisha kedusha v'chulei? Tikshel sefer Torah, the mantle of a sefer Torah, v'nat tikshel tefillin, and the coverings of tefillin, v'chulei. V'chol tashmisha mitzvah gam ke perusho tashmisha kedusha. It would seem that Tashmisha Mitzvah and Tashmisha Kedusha are similar in their role. The law of Kedusha, it's Mokai, because we're not going on the Kedusha itself. That obviously by the Tefillin we're talking about, not the Tefillin himself, there would be no premise that you should be able to throw them out. So then we're talking about the Tashmishim. So if we're going to make a parallel to Tashmishim Mitzvah, we're talking about something, say, like the Talis Zekel, which holds the Talis. Not so. What's the parallel between the Talis itself and the Tefillin Zekel? They don't seem to be parallel. But the thing would serve for the mitzvah. You cannot say this, says Arukh HaShulchan, since the mitzvah itself doesn't have kedusha. How would the vessels which serve the mitzvah come kaddish? What's the comment to say? What is the chiddush here? All the poskim did not learn that there's a parallel here, where the Tashmisha mitzvah is the mitzvah itself. Tashmisha kedusha is that thing which serves for the kedusha. It's the vessel which contains it. Beis, so Arukh HaShulchan says, and this I think is how the shiltas shevi atur kashkasa parsha shlach, right? Parsha shlach also livnei Yisrael lemeba tzorchem immediately of the meipak bei yidei chovas mitzvah. He says, the Shilto says that you're not allowed to use for your own purposes something which will help you fulfill mitzvah. Such as the strings of the talis, you learn out from the blood, I guess, of I'm not sure which blood it is, but in any event, made from dam kochim. No, blood of kisi adam. The blood of kisi adam. You're not supposed to mevazeh by using your foot in order to spread the dirt over the blood. Because the mitzvah should not be degrading to you. The mitzvah nizrokin. So he says that that's the v'shas mitzvah. When you're doing the mitzvah, you can't actually be mevazeh the mitzvah. But when you're doing the kisadam, but afterwards, after the mitzvah is already done, then there's no issue of bizu mitzvah. Okay. The Tur had complaints against the shildas. It's not similar to dam to Moshe Seba regel. When you cover with your leg, is there bizoyer? Here is supposed to, or if you use it while the strings are still attached to the baguette and it's still a mitzvah, it might not be a bizoyer. Akal Shono. Lanius lighting the earth says Arukh HaShulchan to lami tam yod shiltos. The shiltos now in this halach from blood elam be the koire tashmishe mitzvah. But rather than that, called tashmishe mitzvah shmamina the lo myre be'eshur uyin the mitzvah. It must be. It's not talking about a time when it's suitable for the mitzvah. Hey mitzvah lo tashmishe mitzvah. Arukh HaShulchan is going to it seems back to the Avamini he rejected in Sif Aleph that we're talking here. It's about Tashmisha mitzvah as opposed to the mitzvah. So he says, again, the must be talking about time, and then it can't be used for mitzvah. You can't have mitzvah because time that other time they're being used, they're mitzvah, below Tashmisha mitzvah. And the Meir beside the Sabita mitzvah. So he says, in order to make the parallel, and obviously nobody learned, he says, that Tashmisha mitzvah means the talis zekel. So what makes a Tashmisha mitzvah instead of mitzvah itself, if it's not the zekel, it's not the sack? The Meir beside us being mitzvah. It's where, after you did the mitzvah with them. So my sheinim of the mitzvah, in other words, they're no longer suitable for the mitzvah, gon shenipsalu. The shapikari Tashmisha mitzvah called Tashmisha mitzvah because of their past use. Klomar shimsha mitzvah. It's served for a mitzvah. But also Sheo Haisa mitzvah atzma. That was kosher. It was a mitzvah itself. But chash nipsal. After the impossible nikray shishimsha mitzvah, it's called that it's served for a mitzvah. Gamatas mikray tashmisha mitzvah shishimsha asa tzitzis. The talis itself is called tashmisha mitzvah because it served the tzitzis. He says in Rakim Zesha Kosav the afina midam. That was to say we learn from the kisi adam. Lav mehoyolib. It's not from we learn out from that directly. because there it's the time we're doing the mitzvah. Here it's after the mitzvah was done already. It's giving a reason that shlo mitzvahs mevuzos. We learned that there shouldn't be a degradation mitzvah from that issue kisadam. But the primary halacha emerges from the language, which is tashmishe mitzvah, right? Something which is used for the mitzvah, and that's different than that which is being done with the mitzvah itself. Rashi Sham, that seems to be what Rashi says there. Gimel b'zelo sharama ber gimel din tes. Umutza yikonas b'tzitzis beis akisa. Let's go with tzitzis into a bathroom. The base American into a bathhouse. Nifsaku lo chutei lovan ches. If white or blue strings got severed, zorkel hashmei can toss them into the garbage. Initial mitzvah shem begufa kedusha, because it's a mitzvah which has no intrinsic kedusha. Akal shomer. Klamar meaning l'chem utar yikonas beis akisa meretz initial kedusha. Ve'etz a bizarre mitzvah. That's why I have to go to the bathhouse. The bathroom with the tzitzis on, because there has no kedusha. Ve'im is a bizarre mitzvah. There's no degradation of mitzvah. Shrei derech may adam kenu, because people go in and out wearing tzitzis. Ve'einu osa b'klum. You come nevertheless la'sos b'tzitzis ezet tashmish, to use the tzitzis for some other purpose. Also kedivei shiltos. Ach im nifsku, but once they're severed, ta'atoyim rak tashmish mitzvah. They're things which serve for a mitzvah in the past. Zorkel hashmei, toss them in the garbage. Because they have no kedusha, they're only tashmisha mitzvah, which can be thrown out. So short brackets here, we'll skip it. Dal, the kasab rabbeinu beis Yosef Sif Aleph. The Beis Yosef writes, "Shenifsku yochol zorkel hashmei, when they're severed, you can put them in the garbage. Close manchen kvuim ba'talis, as long as they are fixed to the talis. Also shtamashim, you can't use them. L'kshor behem shum davar chayotzi b'zeh. You want to use your tzitz, the end of the tzitz string, to tie your plastic bag up. The plastic bag with your pickles. So that you can't do. Because it's the greater mitzvah. Some people say, even after they were severed, you shouldn't put them into a degraded place. They just don't have to be put in shemus. And some people are meticulous with them in shemus. So if he's meticulous about this, let him be blessed. To me, it seems to be coming also in the Mikra Din Kasav Kain, that he holds that this is the actual halacha. No, it's not a chumrah. But rather, Tashmishim mitzvah is rocking grand. Chazal said Tashmishim mitzvah can be thrown out. And Amachul Kavan be Zoyam Mamish. It means thrown out, but not with true Bizoyam. When Zoyam Beis Akisa, toss them in the bathroom, or using them to wipe oneself. The answer is for that makes no sense. Kavan means Shen Gniza b'Kovid. Doesn't have to be put into shemus with honor. Tashmisha kedusha, like the things which serve kedusha. Below cover without honor. Avokam odar bizoyim. Something in the middle, not cover but not bizoyim. But still, nobody argues about this. Then he writes a higher notch. Some people are meticulous to put them in. These are in shemus. Because they, and Arukh HaShulchan says perhaps the svarim for that is that they learned that Tashmisha Mitzvah Hanizrakin are, in fact, those things are parallel to Tashmisha Kedusha, meaning it's the talis zeko, which can be thrown out, not the talis itself, which would not be called Tashmish Mitzvah, it would be called Mitzvah. So it's going back to the Sfar and Sif Al, which you said all the poskim disagree, but maybe these people meticulous have this underlying idea. He says, so that would be referring if you took Tashmisha Mitzvah to be literal, as the Arukh HaShulchan said we don't, then it would either mean the kiss, the sack, which the talis was, or even the talis itself, if you know that the tzitzis are the mitzvah, and the talis is the Tashmisha Mitzvah. Avalot tzitzis, but not the tzitzis themselves. The Zekos has the Misha Machmir, and somebody who wants to be stringent, Klomar, let's say, Yidei Das Yochid, to fulfill the opinion of a solitary source. Came to show us no Bishris, it's most poskim didn't look like that. That's a chumrah and tavla bracha. If you mean Marival, therefore they bring down from the Marival was when the early achronim. The Yaniach HaTzitzis b'Sefer l'Simon. You should use the tzitzis as a bookmark. And obviously that means he was meticulous in this. Hey, and the evidence that everyone, even the Beis Yosef, agreed to the Ramah's standard. The Divrei Rabbeinu Beis Yosef see base, comes from the Beis Yosef see base. Because at least on mitzvah shebalu, you have a tal mitzvah which wore out. Other than both mehem, you have to separate from them. You can't use them to wipe yourself. Nor use them for any other degraded purpose. You toss them rather, and they get disintegrated. That the Yeshomim argues on that, and what comes to say, that's case of one says he says they can be thrown away, and the other says they can't be they can be thrown away as and even the inference being even makom guna, and here it says not a makom guna. So obviously he must hold a vadiki the biano that the Beis Yosef also agrees it should not be b'makom meguna. The Mishnah Berurah holds that the opinion of Beis Yosef is that you're allowed to throw them into the garbage, but not to be mevaz of them, both the tzitzis and the talis. And that the Ramah holds that the tzitzis can't be thrown into garbage biyadayim. But if you didn't put them in Knisa and they just happen to end up in the garbage, it's not a problem. And the talis you're allowed to throw into the garbage. The meaning I believe nowadays with all these things is to put the tzitzis strings or such like in a plastic bag and put it in the garbage so it's not derech bizoyim. Back to the Arukh HaShulchan OC base or Buska Mashmon. So the C base it was saying a big base was saying a bigger kiddush. Let me buy a tzitzis that's more shamash tashish mishguna that not only should is in the tzitzis itself you should not use it in a degraded way. But even the talasim kamosha kosavnu as we have written. Because we see gimel mutar comes with tzitzis beis hakise. You have to wear tzitzis into the bathroom. Because you have to lie down in them. Yesh because of some station of Lushol Ishkav Talis Yesh but tzitzis that people do not will lie down in talis and tzitzis. V'gam shalin ulukoveses kusis chabpeis and not to give it to a non-Jewish launder woman to launder. V'kol shlo mitzvahs so mitzvahs should not be degraded by you. There's halacha in you that you should not degrade mitzvahs. But we are lenient to lie on them. It's not clear why people would forbid it. It's worse to lie down in a talis than to wear it into the bathhouse or into the bathroom. It seems to be the time is already clarified that the dover shall be zon also that something which is degrading now do even when the tzitzis is possible. But say now do when they're kosher. So you might say they're going into the bathroom or the bathhouses and it's degrading. So in order to refute, they have to say the refutation that is Dagan means that it's not debasing the tzitzis. Why is it Dagan Shalom? Because he has sharp over Nachrak, but take off your tzit to Arba Kanfos. Every time you go to the bathroom, it's too much of a tircha. It's kind of like Lonir to Malachi Ashoris. But lying down, people take off their clothing and cane. Have a bizarre shishkov that would be degrading to sleep in towels because that's what people normally take off when they go to sleep. Ramah says we are Meiko, but Tam the Lochashin is that bizarre cloud because you don't consider this to be a Zion at all. And brings down the back is Adarab Arizal Shachab Betalos Kodim, which cause Mogeram sleep on the base. Arizal and the Hasidim who follow the Arizal, they actually dafka go to sleep in wearing tzitzis. There's those say that there's story about Taos Kodim. Taos Kodim is still rockly spellable. Taos Kodim, which is only made for the purpose of diving it, and because Bola Beis Hakise should not wear it into the bathroom. But they can't do it. This is certainly the halacha. So it ain't talking about it's not a big deal to take it off. They'll have to undress. Okay, next should be Zayah. It's because of degrading Sheikh Bola Beis Hakise. They have to wear it to the bathroom or to the bathhouse. It's true. Even if you go to urinate, you should take off your talis. The Mishnah Berurah says you don't have to urinate, but that was when they used to urinate out in the open. Now that people urinate in the bathroom, of course, they have to take them off. That's our custom, as we have explained. Zvav, Zayin, sorry. The person should be careful when he wears talis. That his tzitzis should not be dragging on the ground. But Allah concerning such a person, it says, if they are going to brush them with a broom of destruction. The contradicts the Gemara about whether this is okay or not okay. Maybe it's only an issue when you're putting them on and making bracha for afterwards. That's what seems to be the negation of language when a person puts on a talis. Not when he's wearing it, but when he puts it on. Only when he puts it on. Say, did the garer derech be zolan osur? To drag it in a manner which is degrading is osur. That seems to be shan rokesh because of shloi droch al tzitzis. I show me not supposed to step on tzitzis. Mashmaledi, it seems explicit. Degrade what they're dragging shari. And the truth is, how could it be possible otherwise? Hello, Torah, Torah. He's either learning or davening. He can't pay attention all the time. Sometimes some people stick the edges of their talus in their belts for this reason. And he always said the Gedolim should also came. Shulchan says the Gedolim have not done that. And you can't go no concern if occasionally it gets drags on the ground. Mishnah Berurah writes that you should pick them up and stick in the belt, and you should not drag on the ground because of busy mitzvah, and more pragmatically because they might get puzzled when they're being dragged on the ground. Simon Chav, he brings down Bereita, brings down the brackets that says the Bereita brings down the aviation to distinguish between Talis Cotton. The Arukh HaShulchan dismissed that as Loni Hiraklah. Chav base, Tim Becha Shechion al Talis. Aleph, Kasav Torah said Tzitzis Atzmo Baruch Shechion, make Tzitzis, you make Shechionu. Akash, Kasav Bereita says Tibra Gado, they don't much come to Mishua Mitzvah. You can't say because of the mitzvah. Because that's around Bergav Me Brachas, Shatzitzis of the Til Mevarach Shechionu. But like the Rambam does write that the mitzvah tzitzis mitzvah till the make shechionu. You can't because that was the case. Lama because about two rock of tzitzis below the two. Why did the two write this way? Tzitzis and not by two. El kavan also rather than meaning is the low garment beggar chadash. It's no worse than the new garment. Talis nami havik became chadash and talis also like a new garment. But shechionu much because of similar to reish kav gimel. I know he doesn't bring this down, but we don't make a shechionu on leather because they have to kill an animal in order to get it, so it could be that's why by tefillin don't make a shechionu. Okay, base. Well, appears a custom about Shulchan Aruch kind of talis. Well, us about tzitzis, we've made it. But a talis we made put tzitzis in it. Mevarach shechionu. You make sure the logarim became chadash is no worse than new vessels. I can't show. Forgot came chadash and mevarach shechionu. Even though new vessels make the bracha when you buy them, zel b'kli tashmish. Shouldn't tashmishim be that? That's where they can be used immediately because that's what they're made for. I have a bag cause mentioned in royal levisha, but a garment as long as you can't wear it, ain't no mavarach, you don't make a bracha. But since the batalis cause mentioning asiyas and ain't royal levisha, and until you finish making them, they're not considered to be royal levisha, so you don't make a shechionu when you buy the beged. The Mishnah Berurah says that if you bought when you bought a beged which is not yet suitable for wearing, you shouldn't make the bracha even after you finish making it, only at the time you put it on. Only by tzitzis, that's by regular garment. But by tzitzis, you make the bracha shechionu at the time that you make it, and you don't wait to the time when you wear it. So regular garment when you wear it, tzitzis when you finish making it.